This is Record Royale, where we throw two albums into the ring with one another and see which one comes out on top. Hey, hello.
G'day.
What's up?
How you going?
G'day.
G'day. Here you go.
Welcome to the podcast for another week. This is the third episode of Australian Music Month, the middle week of the month. 5 Mondays of November, 5 episodes of all Aussie music. Last week on the show, we did mention we're going to have Jack, singer of Void of Vision, on the show, but unfortunately we've had to reschedule. He's had some studio time that he's been booked in for, so we had to reschedule that one for next year. But don't you worry, because we've wanted to do this for a while, and the opportunity has arisen, and we took it with both hands. We are now doing, on the show today, Midnight Oil, Diesel and Dust against INXS, Kick.
Yeah.
We're going full-blown Aussie, back to Sydney, back to the streets of Sydney in 1987.
Oh, yeah.
What a time.
Yeah. There was a few albums that we were tossing up between, but these two seem to stick.
They do. They're kind of they're very similar, but also very different. Anyway, we'll get into that. But
yeah, they both sound 1987, but in different ways.
Yeah,
which is pretty
Same
cool.
Year.
There's been so much new music that's come out the past week, today, and the past since last week. So last week I mentioned, but Heart Attack Man's new EP is a ripper. It is. When he was on the show,
Slaps.
Yeah, when he was on the show, he said it's like new metal cross pop punk, and that's exactly what it is. It's
I wasn't joking.
It's sick.
The song, "Cool to Me," that song rips so
All the
hard.
tracks rip. The whole thing is so good.
Have you listened to Idol's new album that came out this morning?
No,
Oh,
I didn't even realize
snap.
it was out today. Bugger. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
we-
huge.
After this. Well,
Yeah, I didn't know either, and then I saw it on Spotify. It's like, damn, that's a full it's
Oh,
like
that's
12 songs,
great.
13 songs or something.
There's so much new music out. Yeah, you're right.
Have you
Church
listened?
came up with 2 tracks yesterday as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got around to listening to Parcel's album yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been smashing it.
It's so good.
John T got it on vinyl as well.
Yeah,
Nice.
I've ordered mine.
Hey.
Just waiting to pick it up. It's so grand. It's the
So
grandest
European.
album.
Well,
It's
don't
like
they
a
live
James
in Europe
Bond
now?
movie.
Yeah.
Are they based in
It's so
somewhere
like
over there?
in the fields of Holland or something.
It's
Oh, no.
otherworldly. It's not from here.
Yeah.
It's definitely not from Australia, but it is from Australia. But it's not from something else. Anyway.
What about the most important release of 2021? Limp Bizkit's new album.
Ah,
Oh,
no.
I've only listened to one song, and it's so Limp Bizkit.
yeah.
And I don't know if
That
that's a good
sucks.
thing or a bad
I
thing.
still can't do it. Although, yesterday also, did anyone catch the new Korn track?
I saw they put out a new one, but I didn't.
It rips.
I haven't heard.
It's
Does it?
good. I like
yeah.
it. It's
Might have to have a search. Well,
heavy.
I listened to the new Slipknot song yesterday, or came out like a week or so ago.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
sounds
It
like
sounds
early
like-
Slipknot.
I was just about
Yeah,
to
they
say.
brought the breakbeats back
Yeah.
in the intro. So sick.
That's cool. Slipknot and Korn within a week of each other.
Yeah.
New tunes.
New metal's back, baby.
Hell yeah, it is. Never
Third
left.
Fourth wave.
Except for that 18 years where it left big time. Also, real quick, new releases from podcast guest alumni Waxflower. The new song Soak.
Great
Sounds
song.
like Machine Gun Kelly, but better.
Mm.
And then Rum Jungle put out 2 new tracks today.
Yeah, I haven't listened to them yet. Can have a crack.
Yeah, just had a session then. It's very cool. They're pumping out tunes. Which is sick. They should do an album. If Benny, if you're listening, do an
Yeah,
album,
mate.
you dogs. Also, heaps of new music. More from Sly Withers. Baker's Eddie put out a new track today. Lily Crane is a Newcastle singer-songwriter. She's pretty cool. And our favourite band ever, Pup. 2 new tracks. They're not like the... as catchy as the Pup tracks, but they're so raw and chaotic.
I love the new tracks, but
Yeah.
I must say do not like the art.
The art.
Kind of liked it.
I liked it too.
I
Yeah.
just don't like it. Made me angry, actually. I was like, oh.
Wait, let me get it up. Let's have a
I
look.
kind of liked it. It's just like a big fucking clown vehicle, stupid,
Yeah, clown tank. It's
like childish,
yeah,
but good.
it's pretty sus. But I mean, I think I like anything they do though.
Yeah.
So,
It's true.
like if that was the album cover of Limp Bizkit, I'd be like, fuck off, Fred.
If that was I would fully just, that would be on brand. Being for Limp Bizkit. But for Pup, it's just strange. Anyway.
Mm. And we quickly spoke about it the other day, but all the tours that are going ahead in America now, and that have been announced recently, like Pup, huge, massive tour. Pinegrove announced a tour. Story so far, Joyce Manor, Microwave, and Mum Jeans are all going on tour together, and pretty much everyone. So might be
Bloody
time I
hell.
finally get back over there and just go
Go
there
every gig.
forever. Yeah, they're getting sorted up the wazoo at the moment. All right, let's get into these albums. I reckon
Let's
no
do
more
it.
dicking around because we got a big Midnight Oil INXS freaking clash ahead.
We do.
Before we do, make sure you subscribe to the show, whatever you're listening on. Spotify, give us a follow. Apple Podcasts, I think it's a subscribe. You can also drop us a 5-star rating. Leave a review. Haven't mentioned that in a while. If you do, we'll give you a shout out if that's what you're into. You want to get shouted out on the pod? Just do that.
Or we'll just shout at you if you want. If
Yeah,
that's what
Yeah,
you
we
like
could
as
send
well.
we could send you a voice message on Instagram.
Let's just start yelling, hey, thank you. Thank you so much.
relax. All right, let's get into these albums. Midnight Oil, formed in Sydney in 1972. Mr. Peter Garrett on the vocals, classic. Peter Gifford on the bass. Robert Hurst on the drums. Jim Magorny, I think, on the guitar. And Martin Rotzi also on the guitar. This was their 6th studio album, released on August 2nd, 1987 by Sprint Music label, which was under Columbia. It was just their label that they made to release their tunes. It's produced by the band alongside Warren Livesey. He's a British producer. He's also worked with Kim Churchill.
Oh.
I couldn't really find like heaps of other ones that are like kind of relevant nowadays.
That's a very big gap.
That's what I mean. The ones in between I didn't really know. I'm sure other people will.
Retired. Yeah.
Yeah. So Warren, shout out to Warren. 4 singles: The Dead Heart, Beds Are Burning, Put Down That Weapon, and Dream World, which I found was interesting that The Dead Heart was the first single, not Beds Are Burning. Peaked at 1 in Australia, 19 in the UK, and 21 in the US, and it won Best Cover Art at the ARIAs, and Beds Are Burning won Best Song and Best Single.
Nice.
So
I read somewhere that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame says that Beds Are Burning is in like the top 100 most important rock and roll songs.
shit,
That's
it's
pretty
pretty
big.
cool. Yeah,
Pretty good.
Anyway,
Top 600,000 songs. Of all
Yeah.
time.
yeah, it's in there.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Probably.
I'm sure. Yeah, I didn't have a look, but I'm sure these are in Rolling Stone's best 1,000 albums
have
of
to
all
be.
time. Might have to look that up later. INXS, also formed in Sydney, but in 1977. Michael Hutchence on the at the time of this album, of course. Michael Hutchence on the vocals, Tim Farriss on the guitar, John Farriss on the drums, Andrew Farriss on the synths, drum machine, other guitars, etc. Gary, I don't know which one, if this is his actual name. Gary Beers on the bass.
Gary Beers.
Someone look that up.
That is
Gary Beers.
so nice. That's the funniest fucking name.
I'm looking that up. We can't proceed any longer because
I'm changing my Twitter name to Gary Beers. So good.
holy fuck, his
Brad
name
Beers.
is Gary William Beers. That's his holy shit, Gary Beers. That is unreal. Oh
Gary
my
William
God.
Beers. I like that.
So good.
What's he doing now? Who cares? He can do what he wants with a name like
Mr.
that.
Beers.
He's on the beers,
Mr.
probably.
Mr. Gary Beers. Holy shit. That is the best name I've ever heard. Definitely on this podcast.
Yeah.
Wow. And then Kirk Pengele on the sax. And yeah, that's it. Gary Beers, though. Holy shit, that's amazing. This was also their 6th studio album, released on October 12th, 1987. It's only like 2 months after Midnight Oil. By WEA Records, which is owned by Warner Music.
Right.
It's produced by Chris Thomas. He did Nevermind the Bollocks by the Sex Pistols. He's also done a couple of Elton John records. 5 singles, but really there was like 8 because they did the old release 2 at once. So
Yeah.
8 singles. Need You Tonight was released with Mediate. Then Devil Inside. Then New Sensation was released with Guns in the Sky. Then Never Tear Us Apart. And then Mystify was released with Kick. Peaked at 2 in Australia, 9 in the UK, and 3 in the US, which is very, very large. And they won Best Group at the ARIAs in 88, plus Best Video for Never Tear Us Apart.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's all I got for the facts of Midnight Oil and Mr. Gary Beers' band INXS. You know what it's time for, baby. Let's get into the elements.
I got a side fact before we get in.
All right, we'll just kick it off.
My uncle, right, for his grad, this is prior to INXS being big. They had INXS booked as their grad band, but then they decided to go. There was another guy at the school who played in a band, and he convinced them to let his band play instead. And it was like 2 years before they got massive. And
What?
everyone hates that guy now.
Yeah, fair enough.
So
Holy
it would have been the
shit.
best story ever. NXS. 5
John-
years before Wembley or some bullshit.
Holy shit. What year would that been? Like 90?
I don't know. But it
80s.
was,
Early
he
80s
always
maybe?
says it was
Yeah.
like such a quick rise after it that it was just like the most frustrating thing ever. It wasn't like a 10-year gap. It was like just before.
That's insane. Yeah, I was watching a bit of a documentary, and they said they like toured Australia for like 2 years straight.
Yeah.
That's what they used to do. Bands just would
Yeah,
non-stop tour and album release music. That's all they did.
play the relentless pub scene,
Yeah.
as they called it.
Yeah, because I remember hearing Cold Chisel used to do that as well. There's nothing but tour. And I'm like, how could you tour Australia for 2 years? Like, you'd hit the same cities every 3 months.
But if you think about it, they were like, it's not like today where like pub rock was just like the thing that everyone liked. Whereas now I'm sure like pub rock bands can still go to country towns and things and still pull a crowd, but modern bands that are popular probably can't. So it's like maybe when things got a bit more diverse, the audiences changed a little bit.
That's true. Yeah, they could go to some random ass town and probably pull in a few hundred people.
Just because that's what people did,
Yeah.
rather than going to see them.
Yeah. In saying that, this Midnight Oil album especially is very weird. Like, it's quite weird. It's weirder than I thought, I think.
Wait, I
In a
think the
good way.
INXS album is like weird too.
They're both pretty weird.
They're both so 80s.
They're so
Yeah,
80s that
they
you can,
are.
like, I can't imagine
fucking-
these in a pub setting.
I can imagine Midnight Oil. I can't imagine INXS. Not this
Yeah.
album, anyway.
Yeah, there are other stuffs. This is way after
Yeah.
Yeah,
they did pubs. Yeah,
yeah, that's true. Because this NXS album is it pretty much their greatest hits? There's so many hits. There's so many songs
Yeah.
on here that I like knew were by NXS, but didn't know they were all on this one album. Like Need You Tonight, New Sensation, Devil Inside. When that came on, I was like, whoa! Didn't know this was by them actually at all.
There's so many horny tracks on this album.
Yeah,
that is a horny track. for
Michael
sure.
Hutchence he was a horny
Need You
guy.
Tonight's also very horny.
prerequisite
Midnight
to
Oil, not
Justin
so horny
Timberlake.
at all.
No, completely to it. Like
Way more serious.
Yeah,
Completely different ends of the spectrum.
yeah, because the lyrical content on Midnight Oil album is really good, and unfortunately, it's like more relevant today.
Yeah, it's
than
so
what
current.
it is then.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
found that so strange. Well, not strange, but like it's still exactly the same problems from
Yeah.
1987.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're like more prevalent today, like the injustices about like the underlying racial issues with Aboriginal people.
Yeah,
like
and
air
just all the
pollution,
stuff about
government greed. All of
yeah,
it.
well, government taking indigenous spots for mining, which is still like our biggest problem, and keeps happening all the time.
Yeah.
So pretty genius.
Yeah, like they were doing so much for, like, well, I guess it's equality, but like the Aboriginal community, because this is all around this time. So they went on about this album. They went on tour in '86, called the Black Fella White Fella Tour, and they went like all around outback Australia with Indigenous music groups, and like they saw like the health and living standards, and this is what this album's about, like that what they saw on tour. Also, they did a deluxe album of this, and all proceeds were donated to the National Coalition of Aboriginal Organisations, And there was something else. I can't remember what it was. Oh, I think they refused to play festivals unless they put Aboriginal acts on. This is in the 80s.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of this stuff wasn't considered like even that is, and it wasn't even an issue back then because there wasn't not many people were aware of all these issues in Australia. So I think Australia needed like a politically charged group to put that into the pop culture, you could say.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, definitely. This album was
Yeah.
huge. And which is,
Yeah.
when you think about what the album's about, it's actually pretty crazy to think.
Yeah.
It's different time in music, for sure.
And for like a genre, not the whole genre, but a lot of the people that love a lot of like pub rock from back then aren't usually the most socially active people.
Fuck no.
So for them to do this in this, like at that time in this realm, I'm sure that was risky as hell. Really.
Exactly. Yeah, they didn't care.
They didn't care at all. And every single one of their albums they did it and they were still just killed it.
Yeah. I mean, Beds Are Burning, the biggest song, you could listen to that song and definitely not know what it's about. And I think a lot of people would be singing that at the pub, just like...
And just not
no
understanding the meaning behind it. That's true. But I mean, if you watch any of their music videos and stuff, they're very, very obvious. They're not. It's not like they're hiding it.
God,
Exactly.
no. Yeah.
And this is like prime MTV. This is I think that's
As all
why
stuff's coming
NXS took off so big in overseas.
Yeah.
Their film clips and shit.
Yeah. their
Michael
film clips
Hutchence
were
was
cool.
such like a fucking
It's a hottie.
hottie.
Yeah.
He
Such
was
a
so hot.
sex icon.
Watched a few of their videos. I was like, Jesus Christ, look at this
He's
guy.
pretty handsome,
He's a
definitely.
handsome guy.
You see people these days still trying to do that cut when they're heaps old, and you're just like, what are you doing? But I guess it's
Actually,
the Michael Hutchence effect.
had a thought. You know the guy from Spacey Jane, the guitarist?
Oh, yeah.
Looks exactly the same as this era of Michael Hutchence.
Cool.
Yeah.
That is a compliment.
Come on the pod.
To the
Yeah, come on the
Spacey Jane
pod.
singer.
Let's talk about it.
You can talk about how you look like Michael Hutchence. Should we talk about the NXS album then?
Yeah, I was going to say, the song Need You Tonight, I thought that song was so weird. Like, really weird. And I don't know if you guys remember the bridge of that song. He just rhymes any word that, like, rhymes with, like, levitate for, like, a minute. Like, it's just nothing but one word rhymes. I was like, was this written last minute?
There was
and it ended up being one of the singles.
There was a couple of the tracks on the NXS album, a couple of the like deeper cuts, which there aren't many because there's just so many hits where I was not as into them as much.
Oh, for sure.
It's definitely an album of singles
Yeah.
and hits. However, the singles are so good. I think New Sensation, that guitar riff, is a classic.
It is a classic.
Never Tear Us Apart is also a classic. The thing with Never Tear Us Apart, though, how often... I don't know if it's their biggest song. Let's have a look. What's on their Spotify? Number 1. Need You Tonight is, actually. And then...
Really?
Which is so sus. What the hell? That's crazy. And then Never Tear Us Apart. But I was going to say, Never Tear Us Apart, the example of a band, their biggest song, or in this case, their second biggest song, like not really fitting with the others. Like it's this kind of like ballady song. Kind of like, I think Nothing Else Matters by Metallica. I Miss You by Blink. Like these softer songs are just radio ready hits.
And they're
that
so
end up
big.
being these.
Their
they
biggest
end up.
hits, yeah.
I
I think that one also, Never Tear Us Apart, that one, like it had a bit of a second wind as well because of his death.
Yeah.
Because if you think about like any Michael Hutchence documentary where in Australia we have made thousands of them, that's always like the main track. And you know, any music video countdown for Australia, that's always the one. And I think it's because it makes people, it's like a sad song, so it fits.
Yeah. I think, and even like we all know that song.
Yeah.
I reckon everyone our age still knows that song as well.
Oh, absolutely.
And like it definitely hit our like age and audience as well.
Yeah, I know most of those songs on that. Same with Midnight Oil. Not all of them, but
I didn't actually. I thought I was going to know way more Midnight Oil. I didn't really know many.
They're very spread out. A lot of their biggest songs across their album. It's not they don't just have like one album full of hits. What's everyone's favorite Midnight Oil song?
Like ever or off this album?
Oh, yeah.
Blue Sky Mine's pretty.
I really
good.
like I knew Dream World before, but after listening
Dream
to
on
this.
Sick.
Power and the
I do
Passion.
really, really like that
Power
song.
and the Passion's so good.
What's yours, Brad?
I like When the Generals Talk, if you know that one.
Yeah. It's great.
That
song.
is the craziest fucking song.
I really
It's
like
scary.
I do really like King of the Mountain.
And the King of the Mountain's really good as well.
Yeah. Anyway.
I think Midnight Oil might be one of those bands that I need to listen to more, and then I'll be like, oh shit, this song's by them.
They're just so, I don't know. Midnight Oil, I really do think they're like maybe the best Australian band.
Yeah.
Like, because you just think about it, like, they're so unique. There's so many Australian bands that just are copying what the British are doing or the Americans are doing, and they're just kind of doing their own spin on it. But Midnight Oil was really like its own weird thing, all about very Australian issues, and they had the hits.
Yeah. Well, they're still kicking.
And they're still kicking, and they're still making good music.
Nominated for an ARIA.
They're
Best
crazy.
album of the year, for sure.
I would say if anyone had never listened to any Australian music before, I think I would say you should listen to Midnight Oil. That's the best.
Yeah.
The Oils.
The Oils,
Okay.
bruh.
With that said, though, there is a handful of tracks on this album that I
Yeah.
didn't really care for.
Yeah,
Like,
me
can't
too.
tell apart, and there's not
Arctic
many
World.
good hooks.
I think they were stuck in the 80s.
Yeah. But
Didn't
Arctic World
translate
is
very
very
well.
strange.
Arctic World's so weird, and it comes straight after Dream World.
Yeah.
Which Dreamworld is sick though. Dreamworld like a big driving song. NXS album though, while it's not as like coherent, it's so many hits and hooks all over it.
I definitely did like, so some of the ones at the tail end of this Midnight Oil album though, that were sort of the deeper cuts. I did like them more than some of the NXS deeper cuts. Some of the NXS
I
deeper
agree.
cuts just felt like there was a few just like straight rockabilly, like I don't know.
The album
just
closer,
just filler.
American,
tiny daggers on Kick.
Yeah.
It was just
Yeah.
that was the album ended. I was like, it should have ended with Kick. Kick was like this epic track. Should have been the last one.
Yeah.
Also,
Anywho.
heaps quick with Peter Garrett. It's funny because what he sings about is so real and like speaks about all these problems that still exist. But I still giggle every sinsingle time he sings. Like
Yeah.
his voice
Yeah.
is just classic.
There are some points in this where I can't help it, and I'm just like, this is funny. Because he does do it. He goes hard on it. He doesn't hold back.
Overpronounces every word.
Yeah, even like the first line.
Yeah.
On Beds of Burning. Like, what did you say? Wow, wow.
Yeah,
That's sick though.
Crazy.
No one else
It's
has
so-
tried to do
Yeah,
that.
it's unique.
Exactly.
So I do
If
back
they
it.
just had a cookie cutter singer, I'd probably
It wouldn't work as
definitely wouldn't work.
effectively.
Yeah, no way. It wouldn't be as
Because you have to listen. Because you're like,
Rememberable.
what the hell is that? And then you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I
I've
just
learned
said
something.
I just said rememberable.
Told you.
Again.
Unfortunately, yeah. Brad, it's not a word. Should we get into the segments?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do it.
Alrighty, almighty. Let's do it with Get Inked.
Get inked.
Tattoo designs from these albums. I'm going to go first because this is the first time in a while that I've actually thought of mine whilst I heard the lyric. So from Diesel and Dust, the song Warrakurna. I hope I pronounced that right. The line, "There is enough for everyone in Redfern as there is in Alice. This is not the Buckingham Palace." I'm just thinking Redfern, Buckingham Palace, Redfern, the South Sydney Rabbitohs. So I'm thinking just the royal family all decked out in Rabbitohs gear. A couple of footies as well.
Oh.
The Queen with like a big 1970s Rabbitoh jersey on.
Right.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Is Redfern South Sydney?
Yeah.
Redfern is the heart of
That's the hub
South
of-
Sydney Rabbitohs.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, oh yeah, I guess it's like south of the city. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. And then NXS, this just a song titled "Devil Inside." Like a little message, like a little bottle, like a message in a bottle, but instead of a piece of paper inside, it's like a little cartoon-looking devil just stuck inside the bottle.
Decent.
For Devil Inside. Yep.
That's nice.
Thank you. What are yours, Brad?
My NXS one from Never Tear Us Apart. We could live for 1,000 years, but if I hurt you, I'd make wine from your tears. I think it's a tattoo bottle. It's a tattoo of a wine bottle with, and like the logo just said the wine from your tears.
Yep. That's
Or
cool.
maybe it could be the logo of the brand of the wine could be Never Tear Us Apart. But tear and tear spelt the same way, so you wouldn't even know.
That's good.
Never tear us apart.
That's heaps good. Little double meaning. That's sweet.
From the Oils, I just thought like a silhouette of Peter Garrett when he like contorts his body with his crazy dance moves would be kind of cool. Because I never thought about this. Peter Garrett has his own dancing style.
Yeah.
And not many people can say they have that.
I feel like he just went into this whole thing and he's like, I'm going to do exactly my complete personal thing. And no one will be able to say I'm influenced by anything.
Exactly right.
It's cool.
Yeah. I love his dancing.
It's so funny and it's good.
Yeah, Peter Garrett it's actually Peter Garrett AM. He's part of the Order of Australia. Like, he got recognised as that.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know who else has that? Ricky Ponting. Yeah. So Peter
Punter.
Garrett is killing it. Old punter. Nice. That was good, Brad. What are yours, Adam?
Mine for Midnight Oil, I also had from the same line as Will. But I was just thinking, because it was talking about how, like, basically like colonization in Aboriginal communities and how, you know, they're so divided from each other. So I just thought of, you know, like where Buckingham Palace is and it's got that big like monument out the front and the big fence and the soldiers. Thinking like that, but just like Photoshop Uluru into where Buckingham Palace is instead.
Oh, that's sick.
Wow.
That could be kind of cool.
That's really good.
That's sick.
And then I thought for Midnight Oil, not for Midnight Oil, for INXS, I just thought of just Michael Hutchence dressed as the Karate Kid doing a big kick, which is so shit. But
Decent.
that's what I thought of.
That's good.
Pretty 80s looking reference. So
Yeah.
there you go.
I like it.
Not gonna lie, guys. They were all pretty good this
Not
week.
too bad.
Yeah. I think maybe we get a little bit nervous with the guests and they end up being shit house. No,
Then we just go worse
that
for
actually
some
doesn't
reason.
make sense, seeing as though we don't
You'd think
come
we'd
up
try
with the
harder.
tattoos. Yeah. Yeah, we should. All right, sick. Let's do the ad. Alrighty, favorite songs, one from each album. It's going in the Spotify playlist, which you can follow if you need 27 hours plus of musical content. The Record Royale ads on Spotify. For Midnight Oil, I mean, realistically, it's probably Beds Are Burning, but I also really liked The Dead Heart, which was the first single. So look at me
It's
go.
also a great track.
The snare is so crunchy. It's crunchy on the whole album, but on that song, especially in the verse, such like a dry, like, and like it turns like major key like randomly all of a sudden, and then goes back to like an eerie build up, and the chorus is
I
like
like that.
happy. Yeah,
That's
it's cool. And then INXS, New Sensation. That I'm a sucker for like a song that has the same motif run through the whole song, and that guitar chord progression is pretty much the entire song.
That song is so good.
And it is perfect. It is so good. What are yours, Bradley?
From NXS, I'm gonna probably go Need You Tonight. I think I like it. I like it. It's just like all weird and all over the place, and there's all those little accents and
Yeah, it is
I
cool.
don't know.
Production's
And
cool.
it's just like you can hear he's fucking pumping that on the guitar,
Yeah.
like when he strums that.
I
Sounds so
read
sick.
read a story that when they were writing the album, they didn't have enough songs or something, or wanted better songs. So him and the guitarist and Michael Hutchence went to Hong Kong to write songs, and they were getting into a cab, and then who's the guitarist? Which Farris brother is that?
Not
Tim.
Andrew, one of the other two.
Tim Farris thought of the riff in his head and then left the cab and was like, wait here, and then went to record the song, and then an hour later came back to the cab, and apparently Taxi Driver was blowing up, and they were just like,
Yeah,
fuck
bro.
off. And they wrote, and then that's how they came up with the little song.
That's pretty
So
cool.
There's a little fun little fact for you when I was doing my research for Two Truths, which is coming up soon.
Mine for...
Oh, I gotta do my.
Oh, you haven't done all yours?
Haven't done the
Oh, come
oils,
on,
mate.
mate.
Haven't.
Sorry.
Still gotta do my oils.
Apologies.
I was presuming that you guys are gonna go. One of you guys are gonna go Beds Are Burning, so I should probably go that. But I want to give a shout out to one of the deep cuts was Sometimes as well.
Oh, yeah. I love
Had a
that track.
mad key change at the end as well. Heaps cool.
Pretty,
I'll go that.
Sounded
that
like
one's
the
pretty
Cure.
lively too. It's very
Yeah.
like... It's pumping the whole way through.
Just a nice guitar lick and hook. It's a cool rock song.
Yeah. Pretty punky, that one.
Yeah.
Mine, I had that one down as well, but I'll go Dreamworld if no one said it.
Cool.
is one of the big singles, but I think that might be now my favorite Midnight Oil track. It is so good. And when I learned that it's actually about Dreamworld and about just like, yeah, taking down things to put up stupid shit like Dreamworld, I thought that was pretty good. And then for NXS, I'll go with Devil Inside. That track is so horny. It's really funny.
Very funny.
But it's also like, it's very catchy as well. But it's also just Michael Hutchence being sexy for like 5 minutes. So I go that one.
Guitar riff groovy on that.
It's very groovy. It's also just very funny.
Yeah, man. All right, go check out that playlist of Record Royale ads. You can also check out the Record Royale dump on Spotify. You're not going to want to listen to that though. That's the worst songs we've done. Holy fuck.
Is there any there's none we can put in from this week?
Nah, I wouldn't say so. It's literally half of LMFAO and 303 in there. There's 25 songs. I reckon 10 of them are from that. All right, let's do Shark Tank.
It's a smash hit.
It's going to be a bit different this week because normally we have a guest on and they pick which business idea they'd invest in, but we'll figure it out. We'll just rate each other's, I suppose. So we're going to be taking a song title and making a business idea from that song title. I'll continue the run and I shall go first. Mine business is called Arctic World. It is on the Midnight Oil album. It comes directly after Dreamworld. So I'm thinking Arctic World is an Arctic Monkeys themed amusement park. Arctic World's biggest ride attractions include Don't Sit Down Because I've Removed Your Safety Bar. D is for Dangerous Ride.
Yeah.
And you probably couldn't see for the lights, but this ride is fast as hell.
No.
Also at the park, you can play Teddy Picker to win a teddy bear, Cops and Robbers to win a balaclava, and you can experience the craziness of This House is a Circus, fit with circus acts and clowns galore. And if you're lucky, a certain romance may occur and they might suck it in sea. Yeah. So that's Arctic World.
Sony.
Yeah, the new amusement park coming to Sheffield, England.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. What are yours, Brad? What's your business idea?
Mine sucks. This is not. I'm just reading it back now. This isn't funny. And it's heaps like meta as well. So mine's called New Sensation. So, have you got a great idea but can't get off the ground? Invented a cool app but no one knows about it. Having trouble with the legality of your business?
I already know where it's going.
New Sensation wants to help. My business is that I am the investor of your new business. So, if I like your idea,
God.
I'll work.
It's just an investment company.
Yeah. But really, it's just the mafia. So, like, I just have heaps of money. And if you don't double my profits, if you don't, double my investment, I'll break your legs, pretty much.
Fuck.
Brilliant stuff. So good.
Has
So
nothing to do with
stupid.
New Sensation, but it's good.
Yeah.
It kind of does.
Yeah.
It's like,
That could be an NXS.
I want your business to be the new sensation.
I was going
Okay.
to say that could be an NXS themed Shark Tank show.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever watch the NXS show?
Funny you say that.
Yeah,
that
I watched a
comes
little
up.
bit.
That will come up in Two Truths and a Lie.
Rockstar NXS?
I never
whatever
watched
it's
it, but I
called.
remembered it being on.
It was on Fox 8, I'm fairly sure.
The
Yeah.
winner of that, JD Fortune, or J something Fortune, he was the singer until the band stopped. And so that show was in 2005, and he was the singer until 2012.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
What a cash in! What a cash grab by NXS.
That's
Yeah.
selling out. I mean, they already sold out before, but that's as much as you can
Do you reckon
sell
they were
out.
broke or they just like wanted, they just could?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
they reckon
They
they
probably
would
made
say-
a lot of money out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd do it.
God, yeah.
Yeah. Be pretty fun.
We should have a
Rockstar.
reality show
It's
to
called
see.
Rockstar NXS.
Yeah. Terrible name.
So shit.
Anyway,
Yeah.
uh,
Should have been called The New Sensation.
that would have been better.
Finding. Yeah, some.
I'm sure that was in the.
That was probably the theme
list.
song. I'd say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mine is called Mediate. It's a phone app. Mine's not funny, but it might be good. It's an app that records your argument with another person and then proposes compromises to help extinguish the fight. And it can also suggest legal action.
Haven't you done this before?
Yeah, very similar.
Yeah, yours was.
I only realised just before I brought it out. I think I had
it
another
helps
one.
you come with comebacks to an
Yeah,
argument.
that was for
Yeah.
comebacks. This is to
So what's
just.
this one?
This is just to mediate. It helps both of you. So if
So
you're like,
instead of
Online mediator.
comebacks, it's a compromise.
it's a compromise, yeah.
Holy
But
shit.
it's the same company.
Right.
Same company as that last app. This is just like a sister app.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it can also suggest legal action and then just like gives you a lawyer. Like it sends you.
Ah.
So if someone says, "Oh, you hit my car," and you go, "No, I didn't," they go, "All right, here's a lawyer. See you in court."
Nice. Online lawyers.
You've been
Yeah.
served. Champ.
Yeah.
Just
Get
champ
served
you.
would be a way better name for it, but mediate, that's what we'll go with.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Rightio. Well, I'm thinking. Can we vote for ourselves? Nah. I'll go Brad. I mean, not gonna lie, guys. They were both pretty average. I wouldn't want to invest in either.
Look, I was gonna do Arctic World, and my catchphrase was Sea World, but 10 degrees cold. I should have done that.
I feel like that would have taken my money.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with Brad as well.
Oh, I was gonna go Arctic Monkeys World because I would love to go to that.
I feel like Arctic Monkeys World would be
Shit.
I don't know.
I reckon it would be a ghost town.
Yeah,
it
I
would
don't
be.
think anyone would. Well, it would just be like Dream World now
Yeah. It's true.
since the accident.
Yeah, remember when we went to Dreamworld like 2 months after that?
Yeah,
That was
and
the
we were
most
the only
eerie
ones there.
place
It was
in the
great.
world. Yeah,
Best
that was
day ever.
that
No
was
lines.
great. Yeah, we didn't last long though. We went to Whitewater World instead because we were all
That
like,
was sick.
let's get out of here.
Running
Ghosts.
around like little kids.
Yeah, John just
Under
stood
the
on
kiddie
earring.
pool thing.
Yeah, that was great. I'm gonna go Brad then. New sensation, even though
Oh,
it's-
how I don't deserve to win.
So we both voted. So it's Brad. Brad won.
I've voted Brad as well. Yeah,
All right, well done, Brad.
just
Thanks,
because I
guys.
like the mafia aspect.
Yes.
I like
Yeah,
there to be
that's true.
violence in our pictures. So I'm gonna go with that one.
Nice. Thank you.
No
Well
worries.
done. Well done, champ. Well done.
Thanks, buddy.
We got one more segment to do. It is called Two Truths and a Lie. Alright. Let's do it then. I got 3 statements about these bands. 2 of them are true. 1 of them I've created myself. And you have to figure out the lie. Alright. Number 1. Isaac Slade, the lead singer of The Fray, was a contestant on the 2005 TV show Rockstar INXS. Which aimed to find the new INXS lead singer, but we've also mentioned that. Number 2, INXS's last show was in November of 2012, supporting Matchbox 20 in Perth. Number 3, in 1997, Midnight Oil set up furniture on a busy street in Sao Paulo, Brazil, to protest air pollution in the city, which stopped traffic for over an hour. Discuss.
Last one sounds like absolutely something they would do. So I'm going to say that's true. First one, I reckon is a lie. Because I reckon
yeah.
you've just gone from that year. What else was near that time? The Fray.
What was the second one again?
NXS's last show was in November of 2012 when they supported Matchbox 20 in Perth.
I think I remember that happening. For some
Supported
reason.
Matchbox 20 though? Yeah. Matchbox 20 were
Because
pretty
remember
big.
they brought out that track, what was it called? That big Matchbox 20. I remember
Let's
hate
see
that
how
song.
far we've come.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that track. I remember all the kids in my class really liked that song and I hated
Oh,
it.
I
Film
hated
clip
it.
is sick.
I
Best
can't
film
remember
clip.
the film clip.
That,
But
that song rocks now.
Would have been around that time ish?
Yeah. Look, saying that sounds really good. The last one. That's maybe why that might be the lie.
Let's see how far we came out in 2007.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well,
By the way.
Are you gonna go the first one? Say, Adam. Sounds like you're
I'm gonna
leaning
lock
towards
in
that.
the NX Rockstar, whatever. The frame.
Rockstar.
I'm gonna go the second one.
All right. Cool. Number 3 was true. They set up furniture on a busy street in Brazil in 97 to protest air pollution. Good thing they did that because that's helped heaps, hasn't it, in Brazil? Number 2, NXS's last show in November 2012 in Perth was supporting Matchbox 20. They supported Matchbox 20 on their last show. I did make up the Frey one, and Adam, your thought process was 1 billion % true. I saw that it was Rockstar INXS. I was like, all right, here we go. Who can I say was on this? And I typed in, I was like, biggest hits of 2006 and or 2005, whatever. And what's the Frey song? How to Save a Life. That came out, and I was like, done. Boom. Isaac Slade.
What a name.
What a name. Isaac
Yeah.
Slade.
Slater.
Sounds like a villain.
Slade.
But yeah, I looked to see if there was anyone else on that show that I did recognize. I didn't know anyone, so
What was it? JD
JD
Daniels.
Fortune.
What was his name?
Fucking hell. JD Fortune. Probably
Was
just
he a
chose him for his
douchebag?
name. I don't know. He's like,
Sounds like a
he's
douchebag.
48. He's 48 now, so it would have been what?
I'm
30,
gonna do a deep dive into his life after this.
32 then. Yeah, I might listen to him. Oh, his Facebook page only has 1,000 likes.
Oh, we should get him on the pod.
Oh, let's do it. That would actually be sick. Wait, no, that
Can
can't
you spell
be
his
him.
name?
JD, like JD, the letters,
Yeah.
and then Fortune. Like,
Right.
oh, that is him.
Let's hit him up.
Oh, let's hit him up.
We've just talked shit about him though, so maybe not.
We
Anyway,
didn't talk shit about him. I didn't
did.
talk shit about him. You guys will have to do the pod then.
all right.
JD Fortune of NXS fame on the pod coming 2022.
And we just say it's NXS are on the pod.
Yeah.
That's
This
all
week we
to
have
say. Yeah.
and then the fine print, no Farris brothers included. So
Yeah. It's just JD. Just that guy.
just JD.
Oh.
Let's do it. I'm
funny.
actually going to hit him up. I'm putting that down right now. Hit up Mr. Fortune. All right, let's rate these albums out of 10. Out of 10? What though?
10. For Midnight Oil, go
10 Dream Worlds. 10 Giant Drops.
Burning
Yeah.
Beds.
No, giant drops.
Sorry, mate. Giant Drops it is.
All right.
And then NXS, 10.
10 kicks in the head.
Kicks to the cranium. All right. Kicks to the cranium. Cranium spelled with a K.
All right.
All right, let's do Midnight Oil first. I guess I'll have to go first to continue the little run we got here. I'm going to go 7. 7 Giant Drops for Diesel and Dust. Lyrically, this album is like really, really solid and unfortunately is still super relevant today. If not more so than like 1987. However, sonically, I think it's a bit dull. There isn't like too much deviation in the structures and riffs that really excite me. Besides his voice. His voice is awesome. He's very eccentric. But yeah, I'm pretty comfortable giving Diesel and Dust 7 Giant Drops. What about you, Brad?
Nice.
I'm gonna get 8 giant drops. I think this album is so important. I think it also just raising awareness rather than talking about, because no one even thinking about these sorts of things. I reckon they change what you could consider Aussie rock and roll with those with these lyrics. So yeah, massive big songs. I had a great time listening to it. I didn't think it was very dull. I just thought it was like a moment in time. And there wasn't a part where I was like, no, I can't get around it. So yeah, 8.
Fair call.
I'm gonna go. I think I'll go an 8 as well. I could have maybe even scratched to a 9. I really liked it. I didn't think it was dull. I think I found NXS a little bit more dull at times, just because it is kind of like the same. Like, it's got the hits, but it's just they don't deviate outside of their like sounds much. Whereas Midnight Oil, I think they do. They add in some really weird stuff in there, and even more so on other albums by them. But I think they tried a lot of things that were very different for the time. Definitely try to bring awareness to a lot of things that we hadn't been talking about, and also just didn't want to just do the cold chisel thing, which is cool. They really wanted to do their own thing. It's very, very unique, and it has bangers on it too. So I'll go an 8.
Sweet. All right, that's a few giant drops. Let's do INXS out of 10. Kicks to the cranium with a K. I'm actually gonna go an 8. I think I liked it more. However, I might have just been drawn in by the singles, so I might have been trapped in this album with that mindset. However, it did a lot more for me musically, sonically, than old Diesel and Dust, but lyrically, not so much. I was kind of more along the ride for the showmanship of the album and the cool riffs that were in there, and obviously Michael Hutchence's vocals are very sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, lyrics was great, but I still think the songs itself were better. So I'm going to go an 8 kicks to the cranium. Boom. Brad?
I'm going to go 7. I think overall I'd take the Midnight Oil album, but the hits are there. No one's touching these other songs there. These these deeper cuts. The hits are there. New Sensation, fucking classic. And I think Andrew Farris? He's like the main producer, and him and Michael did a brilliant job. But I just don't really love the 80s sound in general. I'm over. I hate gated drums. Remember when we did "Bad" by Michael Jackson?
Yeah, that's true.
That sucked, and I still can't get over that. And even though Midnight Oil does have a bit of that, it's not as much. So yeah, 7.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a 7 as well. I think just one less. Obviously the big tracks are there, but yeah, lyrically, I found it pretty corny at times. In fact, like not just nothing, just actually quite. When reading them, especially, I was kind of like, ugh, come on, guys. Even though my ad was definitely the worst for that, probably. But I just found it hilarious. But I guess it's a different time. So, I mean, that's pop music, isn't it? It changes pretty quickly. But, obviously the big tracks are great. Not going back to the back end tracks, really. But, yeah, it's still, obviously a classic. So, a 7.
Sweet. All right. 1 point win for the Oils. Congrats to Peter and the gang. 23 out of 30 for
Peter.
Diesel and Dust. Beats.
Come on the pod.
Yeah, come on, Peter. Beats Kick by INXS. 22 out of 30. We'll be back next week with JD Fortune of INXS. Can't wait to get
Let's hit him up.
old John Dory and
He's so
Fortune on the
washed
show.
up.
I'm hitting him up. I'm not joking about that, by the way. I'm actually going to do it. Sweet little 1 point dub for the Oils. Congrats, guys. That's another episode of Oz Music Month done. We got 2 more to go, and they're going to be 2 big ones. Next week, super stoked about these guys coming on the show. Tom and Ray from one of our favourite Australian bands, Adelaide band West Theberton, are coming on the show for Eddy Current Suppression Ring, their album Rush to Relax, against a fellow Adelaide band, Wolf and Cub, and their album Vessels. Have you guys dived into these albums yet?
I've listened to a fair bit of Eddy Current, like a while back when I was in high school. I listened to them a fair bit, but I've never heard of the other one, so I'm really keen. This should be a good week.
Yeah, I'm gonna start smashing it today, I reckon.
Yeah.
Wanna hop off and head out into the beautiful Friday. Well,
The
it's actually
wide
not
world.
beautiful. Oh, it's kind of a nice day now, actually.
Yeah, what are you doing, Adam?
I'm
You going to
to
work? Yeah, true.
directly
reckon?
now.
Okay.
Doing PR work or doing
Nah,
The old-
at the Harris farm, at the farm, baby.
the friendly grocer?
I might come in. I
Putting
need
fruit
some,
on
I
the
need some
shelf.
shit.
If you want some apples, anyone in the Newcastle area, I'll sort you.
Yeah.
Strictly apples,
Hey,
though?
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
gonna come in. I'll see you there.
All right.
You have to talk to the honeydew melon person.
I think
to
I'll
get
be
that.
on the door. Actually, I'll be
Hey.
telling people to put their mask on,
Oh yeah.
or else I'll just be like this the whole
Don't
time.
fucking tell me to put a mask on, you grunk.
I've done my own research. You don't know what you're talking about. Anyway,
Have
that's
fun
what
with
I've got
that.
today.
I just realized I forgot to ask a trivia question, and it's a good one earlier in the show. I was at trivia. Okay, actually, real quick. I've gone to trivia 2 weeks in a row now with a group of 4. We've won 2 weeks in a row. Two different venues as well.
You're kidding.
Yeah, because had to go to a different place last week to get our trivia fix because Melbourne Cup was on. Won. Went back to our regular venue, Batto Bay Hotel. Shout out. We won again.
Batto Bay Hotel.
Batto Bay Hotel. All right, but this is one of the questions that
What
it
a
was
pub.
for like the jackpot, like 5 questions to get them all right. You win the jackpot prize.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't win this. I got this wrong, and it shocked me the answer. Okay, there's only been one. There's only in the current ARIA album charts. There's only one album that has been in for over 300 weeks. Just name who do you think it's by? I don't have to name the album.
Ever or like currently?
Currently in the charts, that's been in it for over 300 weeks. It's like 308
Like
weeks.
Ed Sheeran or something?
Is it Taylor Swift?
No, Taylor Swift is like 280 weeks. Ed Sheeran has one 280 weeks. It's INXS's greatest hits album.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's like 300 plus weeks. I guessed Adele the other night. I thought her debut record would be in it or something. Well, yeah.
Wow.
INXS's greatest hits. That's over 6 years.
Good on you, JD and the gang.
Yeah, so he's not washed up. Oh, I guess he probably wouldn't get any royalties from that.
He's probably not on it.
No.
Do you reckon? Do you reckon none of the songs in the past?
Which of their hits have you heard of recently?
Is any of his stuff is great? I don't think so.
I didn't even know they like released any music. from him.
Exactly. He's not on the greatest hits album.
There's that one.
Oh, they
song
put
I
out no.
remember.
Well, definitely not. They put out that album in 2011. Oh no, it could have been. When did they start? 2012. I'll look into it. We'll ask him when he's on the pod. All right, we'll be back next week with Tom and Ray from West Theberton. Follow us on the socials at Record Royale to keep up to date with all that good shit that we've been posting. It's all good shit. Buy a tote bag from recordroyale.com.au. All right, fellas, enjoy your weekend. We'll see you next
too,
week
mate.
with a couple of lads
You
from
too.
Adelaide. All right, bye
ya.
now. Bye-bye.
Bye.